Whew. Oh, hello there. My name's CPV, and I study at Savanapum School, Cambodian 1 campus. And wow, this rain's coming down hard. Have you ever experienced a flood before? If you haven't, let me tell you a story. This title story is Raven and the Flood. So let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a great storm. The storm had blades of lightning that cut through the clouds, and thunder that shook the ground. Rain fell and kept falling. The people were afraid that if the rain did not stop, there would surely be no land left. But a wise captain invited his crew and their families to went aboard his boat. But before lifting anchor, they make sure that they gathered one male and one female of every animal to ensure that every species survives the storm. With this, they set sail. Once they did, the rain and storm began to go on for 80 days and 80 nights. Once it finally stopped, the man and his crew went on deck. They were amazed because they saw rainbows and clouds that began to part and reveal the blue sky. But the captain knew that they could not survive on the boat forever. With this, he found a raven. The raven, the smartest of all birds, the captain talked to the raven with a very respectful manner. "Mr. Raven," the man said, "you need to find us dry land. Once you do, be sure to bring back a stick with you." With this, he set the raven free. The raven flew for 4 days. And the raven noticed that there were mountains sprouting up from the water. But one mountain in particular had a cave in it. The raven was tired, so he flew in the cave. Once he did, he saw a family of 3 that were huddling around the fire. A man approached him and said, "You're welcome to join my family. We have stored up a lot of food and water and also wood." With this, the raven hopped over and enjoyed the warmth by spreading his wings. The man asked Raven, "Where are you from? Who is your master?" The raven, eager to share his story, explained. Once he finished, the man was nodding, but his family was very curious and didn't understand what the raven was saying. The man was a wise healer and understood the language of animals. So he took a piece of deer skin and a piece of charcoal and traced his hand on it. Once he did, he presented to the raven and said, "Make sure to bring this back to your master once you have finally rested." The raven rested. Once he woke up, he took the deerskin and flew away. Once he did, he saw the boat was not where it originally was. It was on a mountain, and the animals came out of the boat. That they had wobbly legs because they were on the boat for so long, but they happily wobbled out. The raven flew down and met the captain. The captain asked, "Where have you been, Raven? Dove has found us new land." And so the raven put the deerskin in front of the man's feet. The man bent over and picked up the deerskin and whispered to himself, "We are not alone." And he danced and chuckled, "We are not alone." With this, the man bent down to Raven and whispered, "But be sure to not tell anyone this, because I'm far too tired to make another journey, and the people would surely want to go where the other peoples are." With this, Raven kept his promise and only spread the word that Dove had found a new home. And that was the end of the story. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering, what is the moral lesson of this story? The moral lesson of this story is to not always expect something in return. Like in the story, the captain wanted to save the animals and his crew, not because of appreciation, but because he wanted to do it out of his own kindness. And the raven got a job and did it because he wanted to save his friends and family. But there's also a saying and a quote. I quote, "Good deeds should be done with intention, not attention." And end quote. That is the end of my presentation and the end of my storytelling. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for your time.